Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Julie Chrisley seeing pulmonary specialist for serious condition. Since their presidential pardon, Todd and Julie Chrisley of Chrisley Knows Best fame have been sharing quite a few stories with fans. Recently, Julie shared a serious health update with fans. During the conversation, her husband, Todd, also shared that she was going to see a specialist. Julie Chrisley recently opened up about her health during an episode of Chrisley Confessions 2.0. Todd and Julie Chrisley were introduced to fans through the USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. However, in 2022, the two were convicted of a variety of charges, including bank fraud and tax evasion. The couple was originally sentenced to spend a combined sentence of 19 years behind bars. However, the two were released back in May thanks to a presidential pardon from President Donald Trump. Recently, the two have been sharing updates with fans about their lives, complete with the return of their podcast series, Chrisley Confessions 2.0. During the July 30th episode, Julie shared a shocking health update with fans. Julie claimed that she developed problems with her lungs due to prison conditions during her stay in prison, which lasted around 28 months. Todd started off the discussion by sharing the story of an inmate who suffered a lung health issue after being made to clean asbestos and black mold. According to Todd, this was done without a respirator. Julie shared she believed this story, noting, "I'm sure because, listen, I have a lung condition from being in prison. Not from doing those things, but because of asbestos." For his part, Todd added, "Because of the black mold that you were around." The Federal Bureau of Prisons has also issued a statement. During their time behind bars, Todd and Julie were in different states. Julie originally reported to the Federal Medical Center, Lexington, which is in Kentucky. Todd, on the other hand, reported to the Federal Prison Camp, Pensacola, which is in Florida. Julie noted that she was currently dealing with respiratory issues, saying she was having issues catching her breath. Todd noted, "That's something that we're having to address right now. This week, you have a doctor's appointment with a pulmonary specialist that's going to do some tests on you." According to People, the Federal Bureau of Prisons did not want to comment on the conditions of confinement for previously or currently incarcerated individuals. However, they released the following statement to the publication. "It is the mission of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP, to operate facilities that are safe, secure, and humane. We take seriously our duty to protect the individuals entrusted in our custody, as well as maintaining the safety of our employees and the community. Humane treatment of the men and women in our custody is a top priority." Julie Chrisley, the matriarch America once watched navigate family, fame, and faith on Chrisley Knows Best, is now facing a very different journey, one that has fans rallying behind her in prayer and support. After months of speculation about her health following her release from prison, Julie has confirmed she is under the close care of a pulmonary specialist for what she described as a serious and ongoing condition. The announcement came through a heartfelt and surprisingly vulnerable video posted on daughter Savannah Chrisley's podcast, Unlocked. Wearing a soft blue cardigan and seated beside her daughter, Julie spoke directly to the camera. Her voice was calm, but there was no hiding the gravity behind her words. "I've always believed in facing things head-on," Julie began. "And right now, my health requires my full attention. I've been dealing with some difficult symptoms, fatigue, shortness of breath, and chest pressure that just wouldn't go away. After a series of tests, my doctors found enough concern to refer me to a pulmonary specialist. It's serious, but I'm not giving up." Though Julie didn't elaborate on the exact diagnosis, insiders close to the family revealed that her symptoms may be indicative of a chronic lung disease or potentially a post-infectious inflammatory condition that worsened during her time behind bars. Todd Chrisley, who joined the call remotely from a transitional housing facility as he nears the end of his own sentence, was audibly emotional when speaking about Julie's health. "My wife is the strongest woman I know," Todd said, his voice breaking. This past year tested her in ways I can't even imagine. And now, to come home and be met with more uncertainty? She doesn't deserve this. But if anyone can walk through fire and come out stronger, condition has reportedly required frequent visits to a pulmonary care center in Nashville, Tennessee. She's undergone lung imaging, pulmonary function tests, and specialized lab work. Sources say she is also beginning a series of treatments aimed at managing inflammation and stabilizing her breathing patterns. Family members have been by her side every step of the way, including her mother, her daughter Savannah, and even Grayson and Chloe, who are slowly beginning to understand that Nanny Julie's health is something to pray about. "I don't want people to feel sorry for me," Julie said in the video, smiling softly despite her struggle. "I just want to be honest. I know how many women out there are dealing with things silently: autoimmune diseases, chronic pain, respiratory issues, and still showing up every day for their families. I see you. I'm one of you." Fans were quick to flood social media with messages of encouragement. One post read, "Julie Chrisley has always been the glue that holds her family together. Now it's our turn to send love and strength her way." Another wrote, "God's got this. Prayers for healing, Julie." While the family remains guarded about the full scope of Julie's condition, there's no denying how serious it is. In fact, the Chrisleys have paused filming on their much-anticipated reality comeback, The Chrisleys, Back to Reality, to give Julie time to focus on her recovery. Savannah has taken over many of the household duties while also spearheading updates to the family's fans through her podcast and social media. "It's been a lot," Savannah admitted. "But this isn't about keeping up appearances anymore. This is about real life. My mom's health comes first." Even estranged family members, including Lindsay Chrisley, have reportedly reached out in private to offer support. A family friend noted, "This has the potential to bring everyone together again. Nothing like a health scare to remind people of what truly matters." Doctors remain cautiously optimistic, noting that Julie's proactive steps, staying compliant with medical treatments, avoiding stress triggers, and focusing on rest, could lead to improvement over time. But as with any pulmonary diagnosis, it's a waiting game, and the road ahead won't be easy. For Julie, though, the challenge is less about fear and more about faith. "I've leaned on my faith in ways I never had to before," she shared in her video. "When I was behind those walls, I learned how to pray without asking. Now I pray with expectation. I expect healing, I expect restoration, and I expect that my purpose hasn't even begun to be fulfilled." The family has started incorporating wellness practices into their daily lives: healthy cooking, breathing exercises, light walking, and spiritual affirmations. Even young Chloe has taken to writing "get well soon" notes and leaving them on Julie's bedside table. One particularly touching moment came when Todd shared a letter he had written to Julie from prison, never mailed, but read aloud on the podcast. "You were the one who taught us how to breathe deep in chaos, how to exhale pain and inhale grace. So if your lungs are tired now, it's only because you spent years giving us all the air we needed. Rest now. Let us give some back." Julie wiped away tears, and so did Savannah. The next step in her treatment involves a second opinion from a top pulmonary researcher in Atlanta, and the possibility of enrolling in a clinical trial if her condition proves to be autoimmune-related. The family hasn't confirmed any hospitalizations but did mention that Julie is in and out of observation care depending on her oxygen levels. For fans of Chrisley Knows Best, it's a reminder that life after fame is filled with very real, very human struggles. But if there's one thing Julie Chrisley has always done well, it's fight for her family. And now, with that same grit, she's fighting for her health. And judging by the outpouring of love, she won't be fighting alone. "We've been through scandal, separation, and now sickness," Julie said softly, glancing at Savannah. "But we're still standing. And as long as I'm still breathing, however shallow or deep, I'll be standing too."